Alrighty, kiddos, I'm back. So this is just a continuation of lesson 2. My video froze, so I'm starting where I left off. Okay, and what we had done is we had used the quadratic 4n squared minus 19n equals negative 18. Then we remember to add 18 to both sides. So then our a was equal to 4, our b was equal to negative 19, and our c was equal to 18. Okay, I was in the point of substituting in all of those values into the quadratic formula when my video froze. So that's where I picked up. I have substituted all of the values into the quadratic formula. Okay, so you could certainly use Desmos to help you to simplify here. I just have my handy dandy calculator ready to go, ready to help me out. Okay, so I have it all inserted, substituted, however you want to say it. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is do a little bit of simplification. So my n, that's the variable that we used in this case, is equal to 19 plus or minus. Okay, I'm going to use my calculator for this because I don't know off the top of my head what 19 squared is. I will tell you now that is 361. Okay. All right, and then I'm going to take this little expression over here to the side. Okay, so I know that negative 4 times 4 is negative 16. Then I have to take that product, negative 16 times 18. So it's going to be negative something. Let's figure out 16 times 18 is 288. Okay, and that's all over 2 times 4, which is 8. Okay. Alrighty, simplification step 2. Alright, so 19 plus or minus the square root of, I'm going to use my calculator again, 361, subtract 288, and that is 73, and that's all over 8. Okay, so then I think to myself, I need to look at that radical again. I need to look at the square root of 73. Okay, can I simplify that? Does that have any perfect square factors? What I think of 4, no, 4 does not go into that evenly. I think of 9, nope. So then 16 wouldn't because 4 didn't. So no. Therefore, this radical cannot be simplified, okay? And when that is the case, you simply leave it in this kind of ugly expression right here. That is my answer. That is why, in this case, n is equal to. N is equal to 19 plus or minus the square root of 73 all over 8. Now remember, like I shared in the video, it's still lesson 2, but the first part of lesson 2, if the test maker or the quiz maker or Math Excel or Delta Math, whatever, if they ask for an exact answer, that's what you give them. If they ask for an approximation or a rounded to the nearest hundredth or thousandth, remember what you do is you put this whole bad boy into Desmos and let it calculate it for you. Okay, and it will tell you. So if you'd have to do it 2 times, you'd have to do 19 plus the square root of 73 over 8. And then you would have to do one that was 19 minus the square root of 73 over 8. Okay? All right, we're going to do one more like this. So this one is going to be 2a, again, doesn't matter the variable, squared minus 11a plus 8 equal to 0. So this one's already set equal to 0. Yay, bonus. So a is equal to 2. B is equal to negative 11. Make sure you put the negative there. And C is equal to 8. Now write my quadratic formula. A in this case is going to be equal to negative parentheses B plus or minus the square root of parentheses B squared minus 4 times A times C all over 2 times A. Now I'm going to do substitution. All I'm going to do is substitute. I'm not doing any of the math simplification for this step. Fewer mistakes are made this way. So A is going to be equal to negative parentheses negative 11 plus or minus the square root of negative 11 squared minus 4 times 2 times 8 all over 2 times 2. All I did was substitute in. That's it. Okay, so now I'm going to do, this one is supposed to come out. Yeah, it does. Okay. So I'm going to use blue. Okay, so let's simplify. So negative 11. That's the same thing as 11 plus or minus the square root of 11 times 11 is 121. Okay, then it's going to be minus. So negative 4 times 2 is negative 8. And then negative 8 times 8 is negative 64. So minus 64 all over 4. We need to simplify again, don't we? So that becomes 11 plus or minus the square root of 121 subtract 64 is 57 all over 4. And so we look at the radical of 57 and we can't simplify it. Okay, it doesn't have any perfect square factors, so it doesn't help us at all. So if, again, the program or homework creator asks for an exact answer, this is what you type in. Okay, if it asks for a decimal answer, you'll have to type in 2 different things to Desmos. The first one will be 11 plus the square root of 57, all divided by 4. The second one will be 11 minus the square root of 57, all divided by 4, and you would have 2 answers, just as this is actually 2 answers. Okay, so those are some examples for you for some irrational solutions. And this is your last required video of the week. I am going to do an extra credit video that takes this just one step further. So I hope you can take the time to listen to that one as well. If not, these first 2 videos will definitely help you with the homework and then also when you start Algebra 2 next spring.